SwiftUI makes navigation look simple until you actually need to deep link into a specific screen or pop back through your stack. Suddenly, you're fighting navigation stack hacks and messy state just to do the basics. In this video, I will show you how to solve it once and for all with Navigation Kit. You'll see how to deep link anywhere in your app, pop to root, pop the last end screens, and even pop just one, all with clean declarative code. We're going to do all of this with the help of Navigation Kit. Make sure to check out the link in the description for a 50% off for the first 50 customers, and make sure that you do that before October the 1st. Okay, so this is the third episode in the playlist. The link is down in the description for that too. Today we are going to talk about deep linking, and we are also going to talk about popping. You know, previously we talked about presenting link type of navigation, a sheet, a full screen cover. Today we are going to talk about popping. How can we pop in many different ways, and deep linking. We're going to start off with the pop functionality. So let me just go to our example project right over here. Again, if you're interested, go there and check out the link in the description for the whole playlist. What we are having right over here is we are going to start off with a navigation stack, nav stack actually, and its root will be a walk. If you don't understand all of these, make sure to check out the previous videos. Okay, so we are starting off with the walk. Let me just build and run and see what we got. So a build has succeeded. That's always a good sign. And we are going to basically do a little bit more than just present how we are pushing and just presenting a sheet. We are going to add even more navigation, so it will have a little bit of depth. So currently we just go archery and we just pop back. That's what we learned. What I'm going to do is go all the way up to the badminton view. And then we have this curling sheet. So let's take a look at that, just going a little bit deeper so I can give you all of the examples how we can pop back. Okay, so we are going to go to the badminton view. Let's just see right over here. And we have this curling sheet type of navigation. And we want to, let me just add the environment of navigation. I'm just going to copy this out. That's all we need to do to have access to it. There we go. And then just go navigation dot push. And I'm going to use the one with the completion. The type will be sheet and the destination will be curling. That's the curling view, by the way. And on the completion, I'm just going to print out, let's just see, what should I print out? Pushed curling sheet. There we go. Okay, so let's just build and run and see what the curling view actually looks like. So all the way, archery, badminton, curling. And we have a lot of options right over here. So first of all, dismiss. This will be the default way how we are dismissing in SwiftUI. Then we have pop last two. And this is really interesting because we are popping the sheet and then a link type of navigation. It's not just limited to link type of navigation like the default navigation stack is. Then pop to root. Mostly you are going to use these. And then switch to yoga. We're going to cover this in our next episode when we are going to talk about tab views. Okay, so let's go and take care of all of these. We're going to jump into the curling view. There we go. And dismiss. So first of all, what we want to add in is our environment. And then for this, SwiftUI dismiss like, I'm going to add in the environment of dismiss, parentheses, / dot and dismiss. There we go. Private for dismiss, and we just go dismiss. Just simple as that. So let's just check that out. Archery, badminton, sheet, and then dismiss. It's just going to dismiss the sheet. It could be, by the way, a link type of navigation. It's just going to dismiss it. Okay. And next up is pop. So we have access to our navigation. So navigation dot, and just go pop. Couldn't be simpler. Of course, there are even more. We're going to cover them in just a second, but it's as simple as that. So just go pop. And the same effect as the dismiss. Okay, so now I want to pop the last two, or the last 3 or 5 or whatever. Of course, it will just know if I just gave it a huge number, that if, let's say, pop last 100, it will just go pop back to the root. But for now, let's just see pop last 2. So let's just see navigation dot pop, and then we have this pop type. Pop type by default is dot last 1. So that's why we just needed to type out pop there. We have pop last, and then I'm just going to add in here 2. And of course, we also have the completion when the pop did finish. But, you know, you can add that later on if you want to. So archery, badminton, sheet, and then pop last 2. Take a look at what happens right over here. So popping the sheet, and then a link type of navigation is being dismissed. Let me just show that to you again, because it's really amazing that with just one single line of code that could be achieved. And then, of course, if you want to pop even more, just go for free. And finally, one of the most requested things is pop to root. Now, we already have pop to root inside the navigation stack from SwiftUI, but that is limited to navigation stack only. It doesn't include the sheets. So that's why we have this sheet, so I can explain it to you. So we just go navigation dot pop, and then we just select the pop type, and then to root. That's it. So let's just go ahead and build and run. And then archery, badminton, curling sheet, and then take a look at this, pop to root. There we go. And it's just, we had a sheet, and then before that we had this link type of navigation, like a navigation stack. And when we are popping back to root inside the navigation stack, we are not popping one by one. We are just going back to the first one. That's why you saw that. So we have archery, badminton, this whole link, and then the sheet. But now we're just going to dismiss the sheet and then just instantly go back to the root. So dismissing the sheet and going back to root. That's simple as that. Now, the second most important thing of this tutorial is deep linking. We know we are just deep popping, or we could say that. We learned how to do that. We are going to go and have a deep linking. And as you can see, we have this deep link to curling. Let's just go back to our walk view inside our project, so walk view. And here we go, deep link to curling. Let's just see. So curling is basically somewhere really far, if you remember. It is this, popping back to root, this view that we just created, we worked on. We can either instantly show it or go through the path where it is. And we're going to tackle both of them. So let's just start off with the first one. And I'm going to also present right over here for you that all of this can be done in an asynchronous environment too. So that's why I added task, and we just go await navigation dot push and dot sheet curling. Okay, and then we might just want to print out deep link to curling push. So for example, like that, that's fine. So let's see that. By the way, all of Navigation Kit's functions are available in async way. So deep link to curling, is going to push that up. And if I just go dismiss, that's fine. Or if I just go pop, that's also fine. Maybe pop last 2, but we only have 1, so it's just going to pop that one, and then of course pop to root. It's the same thing. Okay, so that's one way of doing it, but most probably you are really interested in how we can go this route. So archery, badminton, and then putting, sliding up the curling sheet. So let's just go pop to root back. Okay, so I'm going to comment this out, and let's see kind of how we are going to do that without async await. So first we are going to push the archery, so navigation dot push, push, and then dot link dot archery. And please note that, we are presenting as a link or a shared force can come. It's really flexible. And then after we completed the actual navigation, we can do some stuff in the completion right over here between those two brackets. And what we're going to do, we are going to push the badminton. So navigation dot push dot in a link style dot badminton. Okay, wait for that to finish up, and then we are going to present the sheet. So navigation dot push dot sheet, and then curling, that's fine. And then maybe just add a print statement. This is optional, but deep link to curling pushed. Okay, so let's see that. I know there's this pyramid of doom. I don't really like it, but in the next step, I'm going to show you how to use async await. So deep link to curling, I'm just going to go all the way up and present it. Let's pop back to root. Really nice. So, okay, this is fine, but it looks really ugly. So what we are going to do instead is just create a task. So we are in an asynchronous environment, and then await navigation dot push link archery, and then badminton, curling, and then the print statement. Okay, that's fine. So let's just see that. As you can see, it's much more readable. It's much nicer. I prefer this one. So deep link to curling. There we go, hands off. It's just doing its thing. And then we have the print statement. Let's go back to root. Really nice. Okay, so that's how you can pop back anywhere, including pop to root and deep link anywhere. If you're interested in Navigation Kit, go ahead and check out the link in the description for a 50% off. I will see you in the next one.